Hi everyone, it's Meredith, your evolutionary astrologer, and today we are going to talk about February 2023's forecast for all 12 signs, and I'm going to share in this video an astrological secret happening in February that I haven't heard anybody talking about yet, and I'm going to reveal this secret to you at the end because I want to take you through the transits chronologically and how they will affect you. So please stay with me till the very end where I give you this kind of phenomenal secret, if you will. I don't want you to be scared, but I do want you to be prepared. So I want to tell you that February 2023 is going to help you create new, exciting opportunities to grow yourself and to reclaim your purpose and your destiny, because I think a lot of us have lost ourselves a little bit over the last 2 years. And I think that the last few years have been they've plagued us with challenges and even brutally harsh times. And we have collectively been living through some really scary and some painful and some hard times. And I don't think we need to rehash, everything that has been difficult, challenging, and hard in our lives. These are things that we have all been experiencing individually and collectively. And we all know what they are and where we have been. But I do want to say that this video is for all 12 signs. It's a little bit of a broader brushstroke, and I will talk about which signs are most affected in this video. So listen up, but look at the entirety of your chart, because if I'm talking about something happening in Pisces, but you're not a Pisces, it is affecting the Pisces part of your chart. Same for Aquarius, same for Taurus. And so let's say you're not a Taurus, but your midheaven is Taurus. Well, this is gargantuan in your life, even if you don't have planets in Taurus. So you do need to know where all the houses are and where the planets are and in which signs they are in. So because you have all 12 of them in your chart. So if you haven't yet gotten your gorgeous natal chart, you can get one in my shop. Just click in the notes below and click on the shop tab and go look for your gorgeous natal chart. And it is gorgeous. I will talk about, like I said, the signs that are most affected. And this is for February 2023. This video is also going to be very fascinating in hindsight. So after February already occurs, it's kind of fun to go back and look at the predictive forecast that I talked about before February even got here. And it's kind of a great way to see the validity of astrology in your own life. I do want to say, I think Valentine's Day, February 14th, has the most dynamic energy, and there is so much to say about it. I could do an entire Valentine's Day video, and if you want one, let me know. Leave me your ideas in the comments. And also, I want you to know, for all of my members, I'm going to do extended content for you, and I'm going to go deeper into each sign and how each sign will be affected and what the best days are and what the worst days are for each sign, more specifically, if you will. So if you're not yet a super supporter, I would absolutely love for you to become a member today. Just click the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button, and join this gorgeous, beautiful, loving, supportive community. I love all of you, and you can pick your level. So you can pick the level that for as low as $2.99, or you can get more benefits and more perks for the $19 level. So please join the channel, and you'll get all my exclusive behind the scenes, in-depth, deep dive videos, and you'll get to learn a lot of astrology with me. So pull out your chart, get your pen and paper so you can write down these dates, okay? So first, I'm going to tell you things are really going to pick up speed. And I'm looking at the chart while I'm talking to you. So, and I'm kind of reading the chart as we go along. But things are going to clip at a way faster speed. And it's going to be like you are on a mission to be accomplished, because all of the planets will be moving direct from now until April 2023. So when they're all moving direct, it's like It's a busyness, it's a little bit of a craziness, but you, my friend, are going to be very, very busy. Your calendar is going to be full. You're going to have a spark and a drive inside of you that wants to get things done. And this is such a magnificent time for you to launch new projects, new endeavors, take on new endeavors, try your hand at new relationships, or make changes inside your existing relationship, free from the pain and the suffering of the agony that Mars in retrograde and Mercury, more recently, Mercury in retrograde, caused us. I kind of felt like both of those planets, when they were in retrograde, had us sort of in a downward spiral, feeling like, wow, we wanted to do so much and accomplish so much, but we were blocked and barricaded inward by the energy, because the energy was going inward and it was spiraling kind of out of control, kind of like this, just going in these different directions, where now everything is moving forward. It's a solid stream of energy coming from within, whatever you're manifesting within, and it is very ambitious and it's getting things done. So it's kind of exciting. And I know that's happening in my own life, and I can feel it. I can feel myself moving forward, and I can feel myself building upward, and I can feel myself expanding my goals, and it feels exciting. Are you feeling that too? Leave me a comment below if you have felt the recent energy shift. Just here, today is January 21st. So are you feeling this new shift in energy? I want to know. So now we're in the energy of just full blown going outward into the world with our ideas, our mission, and our purpose. And we are implementing our craft, our trade, our tools, our energy into our purpose, it's actually like activating our destiny. Now, there are some challenges that we are going to face in February, but I hope this video will give you insight to understand what obstacles you might face and what you might need to work with in order to get the most out of the energy in this period of time. One of the things this reminds me of is I work with this trainer at the gym because I wanted to get more out of my workouts. And, sometimes she shows me an exercise that, she is so incredibly strong and so talented. She'll show me this exercise and I think there's no way in heck I can even do that. And she will help me modify it. She will help me find it in my own body. And she will help me get there and be able to do the exercise that she shows me. And it's really cool. And then at the end, I feel like a great sense of pride. Had she just said, hey, go do that, I probably wouldn't have done it because I didn't think I could do it. And so I needed the guidance and I needed the help a little bit. And that's what I hope this video does for you. How to face something challenging, take it on, modify it, work with it, go around it, make it fit for your body, your soul, your mind, your life, and make it work. So first I want to say that around January 22nd, which is maybe the day you're even watching this video, because that's the day that it's launching, around 3 o'clock Pacific time, Uranus is going to go direct, and then that starts that planetary phenomenon that I said, that all the planets will be going direct until the end of April 2023. But with Uranus going direct, it's going to be interesting because you're going to feel it. This energy is going to feel sort of like a rocket, like you being shot from a rocket into space directly to the moon. And you're going to feel sort of an awakening and an electrifying aliveness, if you will. It's a giant burst of energy really moving fast throughout your body. So I want you to kind of know, what are your goals? What do you crave? What do you wish for? What do you want? Most of all, even the bigger question, what is your intention for your life? Prepare yourself to launch your intention, launch your goals. And if you are a Taurus, or wherever you have Taurus energy in your life, this is giving that part of your chart a big burst of energy. So that part of your chart, that subject matter, that planet, okay, let's say you have a Taurus moon, Taurus rising, Taurus on the midheaven, Taurus in the 6th house. That is where you're sort of being launched into your goals. And we are not going to have another planet in retrograde until I believe it's April 21st. So between now and April 21st, it's really go, go, go. And if you are a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Cancer, or a Pisces, you will experience incredible benefits from this Uranus going direct. So I want you to really harness the power. Now, all the other signs are going to benefit as well, but you might not feel the ease of the launch, if you will, as much as those other signs will. For example, you might experience a little bit more nervousness with the launch, or a little bit more anxiety with the launch, or a little bit more just like apprehension. So with the launch of Uranus going direct. So get your side hustle on, get your main hustle on, just plain old get your hustle on. This is not the time to be depressed. This is not the time to be melancholy. This is not the time to be sleeping your life away. This is the time to harness the energy and ride that big wave. So Aries is really getting the big blessing this month and longer, actually. So, but for all of February, Aries really gets a blessing, and, they kind of deserve it because they've been having a square to Pluto for forever, and they have really had a rough couple of years. So since December 20th, 2022, all the way to May 16th, 2023, Jupiter is in Aries, and Aries has a lot of ability right now to overcome its obstacles and rise up out of the hard times that it is faced. I will also say that if you're a Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, or Gemini, you're also really going to benefit from Jupiter moving into or being in Aries. You're going to see that your fire, your courage, your passion, your good luck, your ability to believe in yourself, your confidence, and your true sense of self, and your sense of power and your willpower are really going to be amplified right now. And this group of people are going to be extraordinarily motivated to step into their strength and their courage and develop and design a program that benefits their best and highest self. So, and you'll also probably have the courage to do so, to step outside of your comfort zone. You may even step into a leadership role, and you may find that you are being a pioneer. You are going first at something within your family or your community right now. So whatever your community is, your niche, your industry, you might be taking on a stronger role, a bigger role, or a role that sort of has you in a kingly or queenly position, because this is Jupiter, and it might be having you step into the limelight a little bit more, and it might actually be putting you kind of large and in charge. So that's for Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, or Gemini. Libra struggles a little bit with this aspect just because it's opposing. It can still work for Libra, but it's just a little bit, Libra has to get really outside of itself, probably outside of people pleasing, probably outside of caring what people think about them, probably outside of wanting to be liked, and probably having to surrender some of its relationships that burden them in order to step into this power. Because this power is about self. It's not really about other people because it's in Aries. And Libra doesn't do a great job at self-nurturance and self-care. They have to learn that. Cheers to February. Cheers to February. It's going to be a great month. We're going to start to feel like we can get things done. There is that secret hard part, though, that I'm going to tell you at the end, but let's keep going while we're on a roll. So I want to tell you, you are not going to experience Jupiter in Aries for another 12 years. So basically, especially, those signs that I just talked about, and wherever this is in your chart, this is where you are going to get abundance. So if this is in your second house, it's in the house of self-worth, self-esteem, resources, and money. If this is in your 12th house, this is a giant spiritual connection. If this is your 10th house, well, oh my God, this is your place in the world. This is you designing your legacy. Basically, you're being asked right now to step into the realness of your own self and step outside of your comfort zone and put the crown on your head and own your own power. Find the power within you. Kind of fake it until you make it if you have to. If you don't have that level of confidence in that arena of your life, just lean into it and sort of trust and have a little bit of a blind faith, because you could really captivate the world right now. Do something, do anything to capture this energy in your life. Do not sit on your hands. Step into your power. Step into what you really want to do with your life. And if you don't know what that is, I cannot recommend enough for you between now and April, end of April, to get a reading from me or from someone on my team at Soul Navigation. They are amazing. Connie, Jo, Susie, and Stacy are just amazing readers. And this would be a great time also to do a love reading so you can figure out your relationship before Valentine's Day comes. So, and they have, everybody has their own pricing, but they're so affordable. You could do a 15-minute mini reading if you want. But if you really want to check out this Jupiter and what this Jupiter is saying to you, I really recommend that you get a professional astrologer, one of us at Team Soul Navigation, to read your chart. So saying this, I also want to share to you something kind of personal right now. And it correlates to this Jupiter in Aries, but it has been my dream to really teach astrology and to not die with the music inside of me, but to teach what I know and to sort of pass the torch on to other people, and sort of to create a living legacy through astrology and help people understand astrology at a much deeper and a more authentic level, moving out of fear-based astrology or moving out of stereotypical astrology. And so I kind of have this exciting announcement, and I think it is representative of this Aries and Jupiter energy, which is transiting my 10th house. And so I'm really excited to tell you this, that I'm having my first annual astrology workshop and retreat right here in iconic, gorgeous, beautiful, breathtaking Seattle. And I am just like popcorn in my chair. I'm just so excited. And it's going to be, I found the best space. It is so creative. It is so clever. And it is so Seattle. And it sits above the market. So it's just in this quintessential Seattle Pikes Place market. It's a studio. It is so cute. I want you guys to check it out on my website. Check the notes below and the link is there. But look at the space. It is so much fun. I can have 40 people come and learn astrology with me. We are going to have so much fun. It's for all levels. And so if you want to expand your knowledge around astrology, if you really want to learn more and books just aren't cutting it and you just want more than what you're getting, off the internet, come learn with me. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal, and you can come for different prices, but you will just, after 3 days, it's only 3 days, your mind is going to explode. And I'm going to give you tips, tricks, and techniques so you can read astrology charts, synthesizing the math and science with the art of astrology and putting it all together. So find out all the details in the notes below. And I hope you'll come and meet me and learn with me. And I'm going to have a complimentary happy hour. We are going to do wine tasting. We are going to karaoke. Well, some of us will. And play darts and play pool and learn astrology and just have a blast. This is going to be so much fun. I believe this is Jupiter transiting my midhaven and wanting to create something really meaningful and spectacular in standing in that space where I can really share my gifts with you in person, with my community. So how is and what is Jupiter manifesting for you in your chart? Because, and do you feel excited about it? Because Jupiter usually creates a elation and a glee and a giddiness. And that's how I feel about this. Okay, so I want to hear. So leave a comment below on what is giddy, what is gleeful, what is joyful in your own life, and where is this Jupiter in Aries? Where is Aries in your chart? So next, Gemini is on board because Mars is direct in your sign. And this is going to make you have enormous breakthroughs, and both intellectually and really pouring your energy into learning new things. So hopefully I have some Geminis coming to my astrology workshop and retreat. It's May 19th, 2023, by the way. It starts on the 18th with a happy hour. wine tasting happy hour, and then it officially starts on the learning starts on the 19th. Geminis, you're going to see that this is a time when you probably crave being a little bit more social, and you crave networking or expanding your circle with your favorite people. And this also really benefits air signs and fire signs, with the exception of Sagittarius. It's not necessarily bad for Sagittarius. It can just feel like dealing with a little too much of a busy schedule, too many details to put into order, too many plates flying in the air. And you can feel really exhausted, while Aquarius, Libra, Leo, Aries, and Gemini all feel alive and invigorated with this busyness. By their adventures and their new experiences and the new things that they're learning, where Sagittarius can exhaust its own self with this Mars in Gemini going direct. But it is absolutely a great time to step into the world of new communication. So how are you expressing yourself differently? What is a new communication platform that you are standing on to put yourself out there? How are you branding yourself? How are you marketing your talents and abilities? Are you writing a book right now? Are you sharing a podcast? Are you getting speaking engagements? Are you making new friends? Are you shining brighter, right? Because that's what happens. Now, the other signs will also experience this. They're just going to be, this Mars and Gemini will just be a little bit more annoying, kind of harder to catch it, if you will. So where is Gemini in your chart? Because that's where this is happening. Let's talk about Pisces. Pisces, you are going to have Venus move into your sign on January 26th, and it's going to stay there all the way through February 20th. And so you're really going to receive incredible, sweet Venetian blessings. You really may step into a new romance, new creativity, and you might even feel emotionally a lot more positive. You might go through a beautification project with your own self, with your house, with your car, with something that you own, painting, art, creativity, music, wanting also to give and receive all things sweet, love. This is really going to benefit earth signs and also water signs. So this is going to benefit Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, and Capricorn. Virgo is going to feel a little bit frustrated with Venus and Pisces. Virgo really might feel like things are not solidified. It's hard for things to take root. Things might feel kind of nebulous. Money and love might feel nebulous or ethereal, or like it's there, but I can't have it. And that it's not materializing in the concrete world to the degree that Virgo wants. And things might feel a little bit too random or too vague. And they might want more direct answers around love and money. But other signs are really going to have an opportunity to create magic. And you may even find that this is a soulmate connection for you. And Venus is going to even conjunct Neptune. We're going to talk about that in a minute. All those signs that I just mentioned, I do want you to be a little bit careful. Everybody should be a little bit careful on February 19th, because that's when Venus sits at the 29th degree of Pisces. And on this day, I really don't want you to start a new project or, sign on the dotted line or make a purchase, anything with love and money, a new beginning, a new start, not on the 19th. Just wait the day before or the day after. Just work with the energy here and just go a little earlier or go a little after. If there's a money project or a love opportunity, either started on the 18th or started on the 20th. Wherever you have Pisces in your chart, this is where you will have Venus. So this is the aspect of your life that really wants to bring you these sweet blessings. Okay, now on to Leo. So there is a full moon in February, on February 5th at 16 degrees Leo. So 16 degrees Leo is kind of going to directly have an aspect with anybody born around the 8th of any month. So if you were born on the 8th, and I would even say 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th, anytime between that, you are having a direct relationship to this full moon. And if you're born on the 8th, you were probably born on a 16th degree sun sign. Will you check that for me? Now, that is not going to be totally true for every single year, but most people born on the 8th have a 16 degree sun sign. However, we work with an orb, and I take orbs as big as 10 degrees before and 10 degrees later. So that there's a degree a day with the sun. So That means if you're born 10 days before the 8th, so that could even be the 30th or 31st, or if that month doesn't have 30 or 31 days, just do the math on that. But I mean, that's a big orb. So the closer to the 8th day of the month, the more direct impact this full moon is going to have on you. Now, this is going to sit directly, for Leos, this is going to sit directly on your sun. And where is Leo in your chart? Because that's where this full moon is. Full moons bring full illumination, and it also brings endings. So something wants to end around the subject matter of the house in which this full moon will be placed. So it's a pretty big deal if you have this on your ascendant, if you have this on the IC at the bottom of your chart, if you have this on the descendant, or if you have this on the midheaven as well. So let's look at this. You might feel right now in that arena of your life sort of an extra enthusiasm and a passion as well, because that's what Leo brings. It brings a little bit of drama. And it's very important for you to know which planets you have in Leo, if you do have any planets in Leo, because there is something about that planet that you will need to get rid of or eliminate. So if you have, let's say, Leo and Mars, and it's around that 16 degrees, there's something about your energy that needs to change. Maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you need to speed up. Maybe you need to get enthusiastic. Maybe you need to get out of your victim state. Maybe you need to get out of your depression. Maybe you need to get out of your friggin' house, right? So it's like being given an extra shot of caffeine. Wherever this Leo moon falls in your chart, whichever house, it's like there's extra energy, extra drama, extra fire. And it can be helpful. Now, it can help you with your self-expression, but I do believe this full moon is going to help you build the life you have been dreaming of having since July 2022. Now, this full moon has some really sweet things to it and some blessings. The moon is in a wide opposition to Saturn as well. And so I do believe we are going to experience some losses and some endings. And coping with that is going to be important. I also want to say that this full moon is in a wide square to Uranus. And so we might get kind of shocked and we might step into enormous surprises. So it's sort of like a breaking up of the energy. Things want to be gone, if you will. So you might uncover secrets with the illumination. You might need to lighten up. You might need to get more creative. You might need to solve problems more creatively, not just systematically, but you might need to get very, very innovative and creative around solving your problems. And you also might be being asked to have a little more fun in your life. You know, break up the monotony. With the moon opposing Saturn and it's squaring Uranus, this can kind of be a shattering of your pieces of your world as you once knew it, taking on a new approach, stepping into the limelight. So let's say you have this 16-degree full moon in Leo in the 6th house. I would say that this is probably trying to break up the monotony of your routine, and it's asking you to lighten up a little bit in your daily life or in your health and fitness regimen. And it's asking you to be more positive, have more faith, and play a little bit more around your daily routine, make your daily routine a little bit more playful, and also make getting healthier, more physically fit, eating right, your diet, exercise program, more fun. So maybe you don't want to do the drudgery of a certain type of wellness program. Create a more fun exercise or health program for yourself. Something that's invigorating, something that's creative. I don't know, take Zumba, get into the swimming pool, something. The full moon is also asking you to evaluate what to get rid of and what is blocking you. Get rid of whatever is blocking you from your creativity or your happiness or your self-love or your dating life or your romantic life or your sex life. Get rid of that thing. So if you have a person who's just stifling you and telling you, no, you can't do that, you're not good enough, you're not talented enough. If you have like a Simon Cowell in your life saying, yeah, you suck, and you're not good enough to be on whatever, America's Got Talent or whatever it is he's on, get rid of that person and get rid of that messaging. And maybe you don't have to get rid of the person. You can just tell the person, hey, quit treating me like that. It would really be helpful if you would just believe in me. This is going to be a more challenging time for Aquarians, but it will bring a lot of illumination and a lot of benefits to Aries, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Libras this full moon, and of course Leos. The other signs will be able to work with the full moon, but it's a little bit more challenging to get the juice out of that lemon, if you will. You're going to need like a lemon squeezer, not just use your hand. So let's talk about Valentine's Day, right? And I could do a whole video on this day because it's got a lot of dynamic energy. So I want you to really look at where you have all of these signs, okay? So first we have the sun in a conjunction to Saturn. And then we have Venus in a exact conjunction, almost exact, I should say, it's off by 1 degree, to Neptune. And then, and by the way, we're not going to have another sun conjunct Saturn until February 28th, 2024. So this is it. And then we also sadly have Mars opposing the moon. Now, if you watched my videos, and I hope you have, the 10 hardest aspects to have, I thought I was only going to produce one video, but it turned out that there are just too many hard aspects to have. I have Mars opposing the moon in one of those videos, part 1, part 2, and part 3. And I highly recommend you watch those 3 videos, especially if you have those in your natal chart or your progress chart. And if you don't know what your progressions are, you should consider getting my Astro Gold package, because I give you your progress chart and I also give you your progressed report. And then I give you a third report that talks about the rulers of your houses, which you need to know. And so if you're just wanting to learn a little bit more, your progress chart is your chart that you are growing into. So how your chart has developed and what your progressed chart is today in your life. So it's not your natal chart, but it is the chart that has grown with you. It shows you your journey along the way. So if you are 35 years old today, your progressed chart looks at how your chart has progressed over the 35 years of your life, and it takes a snapshot of how it has evolved, how you have evolved. So if you have this by progression, if you have, Mars opposing the moon in your natal chart, you want to go watch that video, that whole series. It's part 1, part 2, and part 3 of the hardest aspects, because it is a very painful and hard aspect to have. Now, we're all going to experience it by transit. And that's very different than by progression or natal. Because if you have it natally, you deal with it your whole life long. If you have it by progression, you're going to deal with it for about 2.5 years. And by transit, we're only going to deal with it for a day or 2, because the moon moves so fast. It moves through a whole entire sign by transit every 2.5 days. In progression, you get a new moon sign every 2.5 years. So you can learn all about that with my Advanced Astro Gold Package if you want to. Check the link below in the notes. And I also want to say about February 14th, it's wide, but Uranus is squaring the sun conjunct Saturn. But what is exciting is, let me look at this. What is really exciting is Jupiter's placement in Aries. It's beneficial to Mars. It's sextile to Mars in Gemini, and it is trine to the moon in Sagittarius. So I do want to say that if you are a Gemini, if you are a Sagittarius, that Mars moon opposition is going to be piercing. So be careful on Valentine's Day. Do not, I guess I just want to say, have an extra dose, walk into that day with an extra dose of grace, love, joy, and happiness so you can counterbalance the energy. You might feel disappointed. You might feel forgotten. You might feel like love was not expressed to the degree of your expectations. And so I kind of just want you to surrender into self-love and knowing that you are loved. Kind of monitor your expectations. I like that Jupiter is there to offer love and support. And I do think Jupiter in Aries will sort of soften the day and create a happiness factor. But with Sun conjunct Saturn, a few things can happen. One, I think it is very stabilizing. So if you are in a relationship that is happy and solid and good, it's going to solidify that love. So if it can withstand, if your relationship can sort of withstand challenges, this can just add a firmness to the foundation. With Venus conjunct Neptune, it's romantic and dreamy, but it kind of has, it can, on the challenging sign, it can have idealistic expectations and it can actually really get its feelings hurt. So if you're in a solid relationship with somebody, this can be absolutely glorious. I do want to say, for all my single people, indulge yourself. Step into the divine love, if you will, because that Neptune conjunct Venus is divine love. Do something sweet for somebody else. Step into the vessel of love that lives inside of you. Make somebody else's day beautiful, and make sure you shower yourself with a gift, with feel goods, with lovely energy for your own self. Self-care, self-love is big on this day. Mars opposing the moon. You can really feel like the love and sex in your life is not in alignment. Remember that sex is not love. Sex is just one expression of love. And sometimes it's not an expression of love at all. So I don't want you to get disappointed. I kind of want you to focus on the Venus-Neptune aspect in Pisces, and I kind of want you to focus on the Jupiter aspect so you can make this day in all its dynamic energy really positive for your own self. Basically, love your own self well on this day. And if others love you well in addition, great, fantastic. But we're not going to just count on other people's love expressions, right, to validate us. This is a day of 1,000 mixed messages. So we have loyalty with Sun conjunct Saturn, but we also have stifled self-expression. Then we have this fantasy with Venus Neptune and this utopian love. Great, yippee yahoo. I hope you have that. But if you don't, that's where expectations can just be sort of shattered. And then we have this Uranus trining Saturn. So some people don't want to play by the rules. Some people hate this day and hate the commercialism of this day, and they refuse to celebrate it, right? And then you kind of probably feel that way too, but then it also kind of hurts to not be acknowledged. So that's Saturn Uranus, right? Wanting to break the rules and then wanting to comply, and it being in conflict with one another. I'm sorry, but who hates getting, a nice love letter or a hug or a latte or, I don't know, beautiful flowers? Who hates that, right? How miserable. So maybe you can make your own day special and you can make somebody else's day special and sort of give up the over-idealization of this day. I know we're going to get hurt feelings on this day, some of us, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I care about you, and I hope your day is just filled with love. So let's keep going. February, we oftentimes think of the energy of Aquarius, but we have to remember that the sun moves into Pisces also. And on February 18th, the sun will move into Pisces, which is deeply feeling, very sensitive, romantic, emotional, intuitive. And so wherever you have Pisces in your chart, the sun is going to illuminate that house starting on February 18th. It's going to light it right up. So all the water and earth signs, with the exception of Virgo again, are really going to love this energy when the sun does move into Pisces. They're going to feel more deeply connected to people and to life and all its living creatures in it. So plants, animals, people. I will also say that 2 days later, February 20th, we get the new moon in Pisces. And I like this new moon. It's going to allow us to get in touch with our connection to the universe, our connection to the divine energy, our connection to spiritual energy. You might receive psychic or intuitive messages from those who have crossed over. We're going to be able to easily express unconditional love, and we're really going to be able to tap compassionately into the collective energy of all living beings. I mean, this is the time to buy a bunny rabbit. This is the time to go get a new kitten. This is the time to, rescue a puppy. Seriously. This is a very, very, very loving time when we will want to be at peace with ourselves and with the world. We will not want to pick up our swords right now and really fight at this time. What's also kind of cool is at this time when we have this new moon, it's really wide. It's 10 degrees, but it still counts. Venus is conjunct Jupiter. So there's a lot of love and a lot of money. So what's really kind of weird is I think we almost have a better February 18, 19, and 20 than we do February 14th or Valentine's Day. I don't know why, but just don't be surprised if your Valentine comes a little bit late. But this is a time when the creative and romantic side can really blossom and really burst forward. This is a time when you can really tap into the music, like I always talk about, that lives inside your soul. And I'm quoting the fabulous, the amazing, the wonderful Wayne Dyer. And I hope you guys all know Wayne. I love that man. I love his story and I love his videos. And you can even watch his old videos. He's no longer on Earth, but you can watch his videos on YouTube. And this is the time when you can write your own song. So what song is in your heart and what do you want to write about? This is a highly romantic new moon, and this is a time when you could really meet your soulmate. This is a soulmate connection new moon. And I also just kind of want to tell you that if you haven't already gotten my soulmates package or my lovers package from my shop, this would be a fantastic time to do so and to purchase one of those packages, one or both. And the lovers package is the synastry, how you affect your love and how your love affects you. And the soulmates package is really cool because it is the composite chart. So your alchemy, your partner's alchemy, and what the two of you create together. So it is the chart that takes both of your charts and shows you what kind of relationship you are having. It's absolutely out of this world. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. And you cannot understand the depth of your relationship and the mission, the purpose, the karmic purpose, and just the earthbound purpose of the two of you without doing your composite chart. So that's the soulmate package. You guys will love it. You can just click on my shop tab in the link below. Also, I have a link tree, so you could just click on the link tree and it will take you to absolutely everything. So write this down and put this on your calendar and comment on this part of my video, if you will. So this is my secret thing that I wanted to tell you that not a lot of astrologers have even mentioned. I haven't found it anywhere. But on February 11th, Pluto is going to go into the 29th degree of Capricorn. And if you know me, I'm one of the few astrologers that talks endlessly about the 29th degree and the challenges that come with the 29th degree and the peril, actually. I mean, it is when the light is leaving that sign in that I should say that planet in that sign. So it's a moment of deep transition. So it is the death of one sign and it is the birth of another. Now, Pluto moves so slowly. It takes almost 300 years for it to go around the whole zodiac. So when it hits the 29th degree, it is very profound and powerful. And it's going to stay at that 29th degree. It's going to have 3 hits because it's going to retrograde, come back, retrograde, come back, retrograde, come back. But on this occasion, on February 11th, it goes to the 29th degree and it stays there till March 23rd, 2023. And then it goes to 0 degrees Aquarius. Now, if you have not watched my video called the 29th degree Pluto moving into Aquarius and how it will affect you, oh my God, please, 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 please watch that. Because I talk about the direct hits. I talk about what does this mean? What does it mean that Pluto is leaving Capricorn 29th degree? There are only 29 degrees, 59 minutes per sign. So it's leaving. It's trying to leave. It wants to leave. It leaves. Then it comes back to the 29th degree, 28, 27. Then, of course, it goes forward, 27, 28, 29, boom. Then it goes to 0 degrees, 1 degree. So it's doing this dance on the 29th degree, on this perilous portal, if you will. And it's really important that you understand this 29th degree. I did a whole hour-and-a-half video on this. That's how important this is. But I do want you to mark your calendar February 11th, and then I want you to go watch that video if you haven't. And if you already have watched it, watch it again. But I wanted to say a few things about this in this video, and that is we're probably going to see some devastating losses. And I pray for the Ukraine, I pray for Iran, and oh my God, I pray for the American people too. Because, you know, while it looks like we've moved past the turmoil, we really haven't. So, I mean, it's still lingering. You know, we're kind of in crisis, just to be honest. And, you know, I'm wondering if there's going to be this even bigger COVID surge with China. We know that they're struggling and they are just suffering really badly. And I just want you to know that we're going to step into some extraordinarily difficult times when that Pluto hits that 29th degree, and you will see. We're going to see it for the collective, for the masses, but on a more personal note, if you were born on the last days of Capricorn, so that's around January 20th, this 29th degree Pluto is sitting on your soul, and it's asking you really to transform yourself for once and for all. So around the 20th of January, if you were born around the 20th of January, you've had a couple of very, very, very tumultuous, hard, rocky road roller coaster years. And my heart just goes out to you. You know, I already have had Pluto cross my sun because it crossed my sun when it was in Sagittarius. And I had enormous, unbearable losses in my life. It was just, I mean, I don't even have words to describe the pain, gut-wrenching. So I know this transit by experience. Some of you will never, ever have this transit. Pluto won't cross your sun because it takes 300 years to go around the zodiac. So I don't want you to be afraid, but I do want you to know that this is happening. And it's finally coming around the bend, you know, and it will be back here again 2 more times this year. I talk about that in that other video, but we're almost done with this. And we will never, ever, ever have it again here at the 29th degree in Capricorn after the next 2 hits, which are this year, ever again in our lifetime. And I also want to say, you know, really look at where that 29th degree is, Capricorn, 29th degree of Capricorn is in your chart, because there's big endings there. So I want to say that this transit is kind of hard for anybody born also on the very last day of Cancer. So that's around July 19th or 20th. This is also very difficult for anybody born around the last day of Aries, which is the 19th or 20th of April. And I also want to say anybody born on the last day of Libra. And that's the 19th or 20th of October. Now, Libra and Aries, because they square Capricorn, right? And Cancer because it opposes. So, I mean, it's just very, very profound. It's very powerful and it's very deep. And you people, you, my friends, that are born, you know, on those last days of those particular months, go back and rewind what I just said if you missed it. You are on an accelerated journey of deep transformation that will probably never leave you the same ever again. And you are going into the depths of probably experiencing the dark night of the soul. You will emerge out of the ash, and you will be a phoenix, and you will have a new perspective. You are birthing a whole new you. And that's what happened to me too when Pluto crossed my sun. I had to, in order to survive my life, I had to have a whole paradigm shift. I had to have a complete shift. I had to fully step into independence in a way that I didn't want to, but I had to. And I think I got my wings. And I also received profound messages from my guardian angels. And I don't think I could have done it had I not received that divine love and those messages, and had I not had my heart and soul open to receiving them, receiving those messages. So really stay open to hearing the empowering messages and the support from your crossed over loved ones, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, and your ascended masters. Now, don't forget, if you are a member, you get to see my extended content in my videos where I'm going to talk about the February astrological forecast for each sign, and I'm going to go more into depth. And that video should come out this week or so. So ring the bell to get the notification, because people have told me that it's really hard to find my members only videos. And I do load them on my community tab. So go check the community tab for all my announcements. I do put a lot of posts in there, but the videos are hard to find. So if you've signed up as a super supporter and you join my channel and you're like, where is all this content? Go look on my community page, but you really do need to ring the bell, and then it will send you an announcement in your email. Also, I really want to take a moment to say thank you for being here. Thank you for learning with me and supporting my work at Soul Navigation. For myself and my team of incredible readers, Susie, Connie, Joe, and Stacy. And we are all so grateful. And every month, every week, actually, every Sunday at 9:30 a.m., you can catch my videos here. And I put my heart and soul into the content for each of you watching and for my beloved super supporter members and my subscribers. I just am so touched, and I really want you to know how thankful I am for you being on this journey with me. And thank you for sharing my work and sending my work to your friends and following me online and shopping in my store and booking readings with me and my team also. It helps me share the light of real astrology around the world, and I couldn't do it without you. Okay, one last thing that I want to say. If you've got your nodal axis, your south node in Scorpio, your north node in Taurus, or if you're experiencing a reverse nodal axis, so your south node is in Taurus and your north node is in Scorpio, you have been having your destiny year. And I hope you guys watched my video on the nodes. They're in my live videos. I have like 3 videos on the nodes. But what's going to happen is when the sun moves into Pisces, so around February 18th, but a little bit later, like February 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, you're going to get the benefit of the sun and the moon and Neptune. You're getting the benefit, well, actually not Neptune because it's too far away. It's at 24 degrees. But you're going to get the benefit of the sun and the moon when it's a new moon. But you're going to get the benefit of the sun to help you with your karmic destiny. So hold on. If you've got a south node in Scorpio and a north node in Taurus, this has been about 18 months of a karmic year for you. Basically, your life is changing massively, and it's been hard. And it's been hard changes, good but hard. Now, when the sun moves into Pisces, what's going to happen is those changes are going to solidify, illuminate, and they're going to start to express the great things that have been born. The seeds that you have planted will start to sprout because we need the sun, right? With that water and earth, Taurus, Scorpio, we need the sun to reveal, right? To reveal the growth, to create the growth. So you're going to see that your dreams are being sprouted. Your dreams are being revealed and shown. The light will shine on the karma that you will be reaping, the positive karma, the positive payout. And it's going to be so helpful to the Scorpios and Tauruses that have been kind of struggling to get to their next level. So I think this is going to give you a real leap, like leapfrog. It's going to be really exciting. Okay, so I hope you guys are coming to my workshop and retreat. You are going to have a mind-blowing, mind-expanding time. It is going to be so fun because I want to meet you and you will love learning astrology. So I've got 40 spots available. Grab your ticket while you can. Oh, I should say, in my shop, it allows you to make a payment plan. So you can make a payment plan for even up to a year, paying just a very little bit. And I made it pretty affordable, hopefully. So I hope you guys can come. And I just want you to know wherever you are at in the world, from my home to yours, I just wish you all the love in the world. And if you have another idea for a video series for me, feel free to put it in the comments. I read them and I just adore you and I wish you the very best wherever you are at. Take good care.